Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good afternoon. Good morning and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Thank you guys so much for being here and being a part of the conversation. I really do appreciate it. We got some things we got to do. Okay, hello down here. Hello up here. Hello. Like I said, I was going to do this and knock this whole thing out and try to do this stream again. It's been doing pretty well so far. Not going to lie, But we got some updates. Okay, we got some updates. I just got done putting out a video on my secondary channel, the Pascal Show Clips, giving you guys some an update and in the information revolving around this particular tragedy. Like I said, we're going to be putting out a lot more content on the secondary channel from this point on, because there's a lot going on, and there's sometimes I'm trying to delegate these channels a little bit better. Okay, so to get things proper. Okay, so make it a little bit cleaner. So please do me a favor, guys. All right, hit that like button down below. We got the press conference coming up here very, very shortly. Okay, so we got that going on soon. So be sure to hit that like button down below, please and thank you. Don't forget to hit that reaction button as well. That'd be greatly appreciated as well. All right. Press conference will be happening in the next couple minutes. So do me that favor. If you're watching on the TikTok, be sure to hit that some love, hit that heart emoji, heart, whatever. You know what I mean? Keep the comments rolling here. Keep the comments rolling over here. That'd be awesome. Don't forget to hit that follow button if you're watching on any of these platforms, Facebook, all the way over to TikTok. Please hit that follow button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Hit that subscribe button down below on my main channel. Go over to my secondary channel, okay, on YouTube. It is the Pascal Show Clips. Crush that subscribe button over there as well. That'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay, subscribe, baby. All right, we working hard out here in these streets. And like I said just 5 minutes ago, just uploaded a video on the secondary channel giving you guys a full update on some shocking information surrounding this particular tragedy. 5 other schools, let me say that again, 5 other schools were planned in an attack. Yeah, so we got some things to talk about, but if you want to go and check out that video, by all means, go and check it out. It's on the Pascal Show Clips. All right. Like I said, more and more stuff is going to be coming out over there on the secondary channel. Please be sure to hit that join button down below. Become a member of the family. Go check out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. And of course, let's not forget, check out my merch. Check out the merch, baby. PascalMerch.com. Got a really great store. Got a whole lot of really great stuff over there. Go check it out. I'm sure you'll find something you like. Okay, let's get into this. All right, because we got some things to talk about, me loves, okay? Me little lassies and lads, okay? I don't know why I said that, but we're going to roll with it, all right? But we do have some new updates. I just shared it on the secondary channel, but I'm going to bring it over here too so we can see this together as a family, because I'm going to be honest, I'm very, very shocked about this information, and it's crazy. Now, this is not the title. We're going to get to it, all right? But they are saying so far that 4 people, okay, 4 individuals have lost their lives. Again, Natalie on TikTok. Secondary channel is called The Pascal Show Clips. That's all it is. Go to my secondary channel. It's on YouTube, YT. Go over there. Show some love. Now, back into the case. We now know that it has been 4 people that have lost their lives. They are now saying 9 people have injuries. And I think that what they're saying is it's 9 individuals that have been hit with a bullet or a pew-pew, okay, for lack of a better word. I hate using that code word pew-pew, but it is what it is, okay? They were caught in the line of fire. But I understand, I believe that there are more people that are injured due to running out, etc., right? Now, here's the interesting stuff that we got before we go into the before we go into this press conference that is supposed to be happening within about 4 to 5 minutes from now. Okay. This is something I found to be very, very interesting. Okay. Let me just pull this up. This was as of less than an hour ago, which is absolutely crazy to me. All right. Not only is this monster 14 years old, this alleged assailant is 14 years old, a 14-year-old boy. So whatever rumor that was going on out here in these streets saying that they were that this assailant was a female, they saying this is a male, a 14-year-old boy. Like I said, probably didn't even have peach fuzz on his face yet. Okay. He is allegedly the one who has been arrested and has been tied into this whole thing. But take a look at this. This is pretty wild to me too. Now, I did my a really quick update about this, and I didn't get a chance to ask a question, which I'm going to ask right here. Okay, again first, or I'm going to ask after we read this clip here. Apalachee High School received phone call this morning that warned about the tragedy, officials say. The high school at the center of today's mass tragedy, in Georgia, received an earlier phone threat. I'm not kidding. Multiple law enforcement officials tell CNN. Law enforcement officials in Georgia say Apalachee High School received a phone call this morning warning that there would be tragedies in 5 schools. And that Apalachee would be the first one. Okay. They said it's not known who placed the call. Officials tell CNN they're investigating the call and where it originated. Now, let's talk about this really quick, okay? First off, 14-year-old boy. He's a boy. He's a little monster, okay? Little old monster, which is absolutely crazy to me, okay? Let's be completely straight funky on this, okay? But this same assailant, someone or himself, made a call to his school or to that school and said, something bad about to happen to your school. And y'all the first out of 5 other schools that this person's going to attack. Now, here's the thing. I'm just going to say this because I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. And I'm sure some of you guys haven't even thought about this yet. And I didn't think about it until after I got done recording my quick little clip for the secondary channel. What did Apalachee High School do after that phone call? Think about it for a second. Think about it. Am I crazy for asking that question? Am I crazy for asking that question? Think about it. Again, they're receiving a phone call in the morning saying, hey, man, some ish about to go down, man, in your crib. And then that person going to go into a bunch of other cribs and do some bad things. What did Apalachee High School do directly after that? Think about it for a second. Don't worry. I'll wait. I'm kidding. I won't. All I'm saying, though, isn't that a little bit interesting? Does this give you Uvalde? Does this give you any other school type of situation? The Ethan Crumbly situation? Do you remember Ethan Crumbly, everybody? The young man, monster who went in, honestly, had nothing but foreshadowing of being an absolute monster out here in these streets. They asked him, please take him out of the classroom, take him in school, but he still stayed in school that same day, pulled out a pew-pew and pulled the trigger, injuring and unaliving people in his school. Let's not forget Uvalde as well. I mean, Uvalde is a little bit different, right? Monster just pulls up to the school and just open fires. But the crazy thing is the lack of comeuppance from the Uvalde Police Department, right? So it is kind of like a mixture of the two. They had fair warning, allegedly. If it's true, unless it's like this phone call was made whilst this tragedy was taking place, that's a different story. I'd like to know what the timeline is revolving around this phone call. Again, they received a phone call this morning warning that there would be a tragedy taking place not only at Apalachee High School, but that would be one of 5 other schools that there was going to be an attack at. Think about it. So how much time did they have to react? Now, I get it. Not every time is there going to be an answer, right? When you get a phone call like that, depending on how much time do you have, what can you do, right? You call 911 and hope for the best. That's what I would think, right? Put the school on lockdown and do what you need to do. But if this phone call was made, I repeat, if this phone call was made before this 14-year-old peach fuzz looking prepubescent monster stepped onto that campus, then Apalachee High School got a whole lot of explaining to do. Sorry, not sorry. Think about it, though. Think about it for a second. Yeah, me, you. You, me, you. That is crazy. That's crazy. Now, like I said, I'm not trying to throw any hate or, blame on anybody. I'm just asking the questions that need to be answered. Shoot, ask the questions that need to be asked that also need to be answered, right? Because let's be real. You receive a telly. You receive a phone call on the telly. They say, it's about to go down in your school. And you're one of many that are about to get attacked. My next question is, did they do anything to try to prevent this from happening? Remember this 14-year-old prepubescent monster, this garbage pail kid, walked into this mother-loving school, rapping on classroom chamber doors. They opened up the doors, and then this monster opened fire. Was there ever a phone call? Press conference coming up. It's not on yet. Did they ever make a phone call? Did they go through the speakers, the PA system, and go, we have a, you know what I mean? Or hit the noise that says, active monster on the loose or on campus. It's time to do the drill. Did they have time to do that? And if they did have time to do that, why didn't they do that? Then the other question I have too, did any other schools get a phone call? Oh, it's been moved to 4:30 now? Thank you, Glam. I appreciate it. Think about it. Did they? You know what I mean? Did they call their schools and say, hey, just so you know, we just got a phone call saying this and that and the third? Or did they just take it as, it's just a little prank. They're just messing around. Nah, we're going to keep it moving. You see what I'm saying? It's interesting, right? And again, it makes me have a whole lot of questiones because I'm an inquisitive mother lover. I'm sorry. I know all y'all are, and you are too. I already know you guys are inquisitive as up in this B, right? So that doesn't make any sense. Math ain't mathin'. Now the timeline is jacked up. Now the school got some things to explain. Crazy, right? But we got some other things we're going to look at here while we wait. And I'm glad that it didn't start on time, okay? And then Flickery just said they interviewed a student. She saw him. He was a classmate. That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, here's the other thing too. There is a good possibility. Okay, let me just show you guys the title again because that's still crazy to me. Phone calls were made. There was a warning. Okay, a warning was made, but I'm wondering what was the next move for the school. Did they call? Did they call other schools? Did they call 911? And maybe they just didn't call 911 fast enough. I got questions, guys, but let's see a little bit more. Here's another one right here. You can hear shots from afar. Students describe this tragedy. Okay, two students who were in the building during the actual tragedy on Wednesday described their experience. When this happened, I entered the class, and then we were there for like second period. So it was like during the middle of it, and I heard screaming and everything. This is what one of the witnesses said. Okay. Initially thought it was someone playing around in the hallways or something. I thought it was like someone just yelling or something. So I didn't think much of it. But then she noticed that, quote unquote, the noises kept getting louder and louder. And I was like, no, guys, like I told everybody to get down because like you don't joke around with that. So this is Martinez, okay, who Janice Martinez, who saw this. She added that she got to a corner. She witnessed some of the girls crying and that the teacher was shaking. I was like, no, it's going to be okay, because if you tell yourself it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. Eventually, she said the authorities came and took them out of the classroom and onto the field. Another student, Alexandra Romero, said she could hear the pop noises popping from afar. As they got louder, the school announced it was on lockdown. As it got louder, the school announced it was on lockdown. And she and her classmates remained in their room for about 10 minutes until they were evacuated by authorities. Now, very interesting information here, though, right? You hear that and you go, wait a second. So if a phone call was made, and if it wasn't at the same damn time, because it's possible that maybe the phone call was made right at the same time that this monster was out there on the school premises doing God knows what, right? Prepping, doing or taking aim, pulling the trigger. But it's very interesting, though, right? Because this is after few shots went off. That's when the school announced it was on lockdown. Interesting, right? And yes, Nicole B, that's a good possibility too, that maybe he made this phone call his damn self. Maybe he called the number to the school and said, yeah, it's about to go down. And then he hung up and then did this thing. And this kid better count his lucky stars, because he's still alive. Okay? He will live the rest of his natural life in prison, but he's still alive. We usually hear the end of the story a little bit differently, if you get what I'm saying, right? Either it's done by himself or it's done by police. But we don't see that this time. It's interesting, though, right? So again, as it got louder, so the attack had already started happening before the attack was already happening, and then the announcement of a lockdown happened. So you want to know, what is the timeline? How far before did they make that phone call? How long before was that phone call made and whatnot? That's what I'd like to know. But ain't that something, though? Ain't it something? Now, we already know about the text messages made, which, of course, absolutely terrible, terrifying to be the mother or the parent getting a text message saying, yeah, a tragedy is happening in this school. I love you. I love you, and I'm not joking. This is really going down. That's terrifying. Nonetheless, that's absolutely terrifying. Okay. Let me see if I got a little bit more. I have more because the press conference has not happened yet, guys. When it does happen, trust and believe we will be looking at it and watching it as a family. We are just patiently waiting and just going through as much updates as we can. I did cover a few of the bases that we just covered just now in a shorter video. It is on my secondary channel. It's called The Pascal Show Clips. Please go check it out. Please be sure to subscribe there too, because that's where I'm going to be doing a lot of the short formed content from this point on. All my long form formatted content will be here on the main channel, just so you guys know what's going down and what to expect, because this channel takes up a lot, right? A lot of content and a lot of time. All right. So let's get into this one as well. All right. Just so you know, believed to be 14 years old. Okay. And we already know that 4 are gone. But they're alleging that 9 people are injured. But again, like I said earlier, it could be more than 30, or it could still be 30. But maybe 9 only have GSWs, and the rest, the 21 other people could just have twisted ankles, hurt wrists. They may have fallen downstairs, been trampled upon because everybody's running, scared out of their minds. There also could just be panic attacks. Let's not forget that too. Mental health situations as well, people having mental health breaks, etc. You got to put all those things in consideration when it comes to something as traumatic and terrifying as this. Okay. But let's take a look at this as well. All right. So the monster, okay, the garbage pail kid, all right, who opened fire on Wednesday, okay, is believed to be a 14-year-old boy. I don't know what's up with the trans conversation. Okay, the crazy, like, I'll wait till I hear that from law enforcement. But everybody want to go straight to some conclusion, and we don't have any confirmation of that yet. Okay, so, and yes, Kai, yes, I agree. Thank you. I am. I am putting in a lot of work. I'm working so hard just for you and you. Damn it. So show some love. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that stuff. Please and thank you. Let us continue on, though. All right. The source said it is not yet known whether the teen attended the school. But I'm hearing over in the chat that this kid may have gone to this school. And also, something else I just thought of. The phone call could have been made to try to throw cops off, spread them out. There's going to be an attack at 5 different schools. One of them is going to be at Apalachee High School. So you got cops going right? They're just running everywhere, right? To try to go, you know what I mean? Hop, 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 hop. Trying to protect. So then that's less cops going over into one particular area. Everyone's sitting there going, where's it all going to happen? Is it really going to all happen at one time? You know what I mean? So whoever made the phone call, which I actually think it was the actual garbage pail kid, but we're going to talk about that later. Whoever made that phone call, okay, was trying to throw 5-0 off. That's what I think too. Okay. I really don't think this 14-year-old garbage pail kid wanted to get caught. Okay? I just don't. I think he was trying to, him or somebody else that he was working with. Maybe he worked with somebody else, but he was trying to throw them off his tracks. That's just my theory. Okay? But let's continue on. We already know he's in custody right now. All right. 4 people have lost their lives. 9 others were transported to hospitals with injuries. The law enforcement sources said earlier, approximately 30 people were injured in this tragedy. It was unclear how many of those injuries were from GSWs. The information is preliminary and subject to change. Video from outside the school showed at least 5 ambulances and a large law enforcement presence at the campus, and at least one medical helicopter could be seen airlifting a patient from the scene. Footage also showed people gathering at the football field near the school as students appeared to pray. I mean, and still, no matter what, imagine being there, right? It's terrifying. So, of course, some that were critically injured were removed by helicopters, and additional helicopters are on standby. And we already know that there were multiple injuries, but confirmed that there was only one suspect in custody. The investigation remains very fluid, he says, and he hopes to provide another update around this time today. So we're still waiting on that thus far, okay? And we haven't gotten that as of yet, okay? Press conference hopefully coming up fairly soon in the next 23 minutes or so. 13 minutes or so. We'll see what happens here. Let me grab this members chat. Lynn, excuse me. Woo, excuse me. Thank you so much for being a member for the past 2 months. I appreciate the support. It sounds like that Run, Hide, Fight movie. Oh, I haven't seen that movie. I need to find it somewhere. I'd watch it. I'd watch it. It's so horrible for students and teachers, parents. Yes. Okay. It is horrible for everybody. Okay. This is a terrifying situation. No person, no family member, no teacher, no student, no mama, no daddy should be going through all this stuff period. They shouldn't. And we're only a few days into school, and we've already gotten our first tragedy. And the fact that I even said it earlier, the fact that I got to say it's our first tragedy is just insane to me, right? It's absolutely insane that we still have this, and it's a real thing. But let me see something here really quick, because I want to see if there's any other updates while we wait. Okay, because I know we've been seeing some. We saw one eyewitness talk about this whole thing, but I am quite curious to see if there's anything more going on. Hold on. Let's see. I'm going to scrub through this bad boy and see what they got. All right. So let's just ride with me for a second, guys. I just want to see if there's any updates outside of if they said anything. Nope, they did not. This is not a good one. Hold on. 1 second. Okay, let's see. Let me see about Fox Atlanta.
In order to exit the school and get to, the back part of campus over by the football field, which is where they gathered after the fact. And, one of the kids who shared that map with me earlier of the school and said that a majority of it was in J hallway. He says that's where a lot of the classrooms are for the 9th graders. I'm being told that the 9th graders, the youngest kids in this entire school, that they are the ones who experienced and were, exposed to this shooting and trauma. So again, these young folks are going to have a lot to unpack this
Yes.
evening as the adrenaline wears off and as they get home to that safe place with their family and their parents, and they start to explain what they experienced. And not only that, but when the harder news
I'm rolling this back, guys.
Adrenaline, you're almost...
I'm rolling this back a little bit. One thing I do want to point out that I think that is very, very interesting is that they're saying that this was mainly on the freshman, on the freshman floor, I guess. So that's very interesting. Again, You got a 14-year-old kid, right, who went and did this. These are his first few days of high school, too. He's only 14, and he was a student there. So to think that whatever he had built up inside of him, he held that all through the his junior high time, and decided his freshman year of high school was going to be the moment that he was going to make his name. Isn't that weird? And it was only a few days. It wasn't like he was there for 3 years and he just couldn't take the ridicule anymore, okay? Suddenly he just, you know what I'm saying? It's just wild to me, okay? It's just so wild. These kids just started school. He was an incoming freshman. My dog concurs. She's saying, this is insane, baby. This is insane. So yeah, this doesn't make any sense, guys. Right? So hold on, because we gotta get into this. All right. But this is crazy. And I rolled it back a little bit so that we can get a little bit more information. And again, 14-year-old kid, freshman in high school, just getting started with his high school career, his high school experience, and he still does something like this. It's just crazy. So let's play a little bit of this, okay? We're still waiting on the press conference. They're late, okay, but they will be hopefully starting here in the next 8 minutes or so.
Investigation is progressing. Are you seeing more police vans like what we're seeing live here? It appears that they're now inside the school, furthering this investigation.
Yeah, Christine, I saw some dark colored vans, which usually indicates crime scene investigators coming in. Maybe about an hour and a half ago, they were going in. As soon as some other people were going out there, I can see some in my distance as well. So it seems like that initial investigation is going, but now they're combing through this scene. They're combing through video. They're combing through the hallways, the classrooms here, picking up every piece of evidence. This is a large, presumed to be a crime scene, as well as students told me that this happened in the hallway and that they saw a lot of there. So you have to imagine just the amount of presence that's inside. They don't want to miss anything, any detail, any clue that could be inside here as well. And I can assure you that they will be here probably throughout the night, through tomorrow, and probably the next day as well.
The work cut out for them, Eric. Thanks. And presumably with 4 confirmed dead now, we're seeing that white van pulled up very, very closely to the one of the egress points of the building. Mm-hmm. There has to be medical examiners on the scene too, to remove the bodies of some of those 4 victims that were tragically killed inside that high school today.
Now, here's the thing. I got some more updates here, guys, as well. Just a few details, bit by bit. Okay, and yeah. We're going to hear in just a second here about the fact that this was kind of all taking place on in the freshman quarters, I guess, of the high school, which is very, very crazy. All right. And then also, I'm sure this monster will be identified, but I do want to make this abundantly clear. This monster is a minor. He's 14, allegedly. So I'm wondering if they're not putting out his name and what he's done yet because of his age. That's a possibility. I don't know. It's still a bit weird, right? So he is a minor, so they might not put out that information here soon. I don't know. We'll see what happens, right? But this is something I found to be very, very interesting as well, okay? Take a look at this, all right? We already know about 4 unalived, 9 injured. But it's the bottom part here, okay? Of course, they say the suspect is a teen, all right? They're working to determine if they had any affiliation with the school, so they still don't know if this kid had any affiliation with the school, which is crazy to me, right? Law enforcement officials said. But here's the other part here, too. The school's golf coach is one of the wounded victims. His daughter posted on social media. So one of the victims, okay, that was wounded at least, is a teacher. I've heard updates about other teachers being actually more than just injured. Okay. But I don't have any confirmation of that yet. Like I said, I'm hoping that with this press conference, we'll get some more info here very, very soon. But let's continue with this.
I want to get out to Fox 5's Brittany Edney. Brittany, something that Eric talked to us about, the eyewitness account of Caitlin, that student that told him about what she saw and heard, and something that we can't get on here in the studio and on this side of the camera, but what you can are the sort of the nuanced reactions of these students, because we've been talking about how composed they are, but maybe we're not seeing something that you are. He said that Caitlin was visibly upset, and he could tell that at one point she had been in tears.
Hold on, pause this for one more second. I got a little bit of info here as well. I didn't get a chance to see this whole article, but this is very interesting, and I wanted to share this with you. And if it's anything, if this gives us any insight on what the inside of that school could look like right now, just how brutal it could be. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. Look at this. So the golf coach that was actually wounded, his name is David Phoenix. Okay. He was among those that were injured in this tragedy. So his daughter posted this, wrote about him being hit in the foot and the hip, shattering his hip bone. That's crazy. Now he's in stable condition after being released from surgery. Okay. And of course, she says, we're so lucky. We are so lucky. Please keep our family as well as the AHS family in your prayers. So even a golf coach got hit in the foot and in the hip, shattering his hip bone. So imagine what the school grounds looks like right now as we speak. Probably an absolute nightmare. Okay. We even read earlier about the the coroner, right? Going through classroom to classroom, trying to find other bodies, as they said, right? And saying that this is terrible. Like, this is horrific, right? Describing that. And if the coroner's saying that, and for a fact the coroner's been seeing some things, okay? That's crazy for them to sit there and say, this is so bad, right? But let's continue on. We got more. I want to hear what the eyewitnesses have said to this reporter too.
I don't doubt that. I mean, considering the magnitude of what has happened today, but I will say the biggest emotion that I am seeing is a lot of concern, anxiety, and fear on the faces of parents as they arrive here to pick up and reunite with their students. We've spoken about it several times this afternoon, just how surprising it is that these young 9th and 10th graders who we've been chatting with, who've been sharing their stories so bravely, how calm they have been.
Crazy.
That doesn't mean just because they are putting on a brave face that this hasn't impacted them, right? You've got a lot of adrenaline. You're almost, in shock sometimes in these types of situations. Something of this level of traumatic experience, right? But you don't know how they're going to feel later on this evening, tomorrow, when official word comes back and when victims are officially identified by the coroner's office and therefore passed on to the media and through law enforcement agencies. Once that comes out, and it's not just people sharing about it, but really seeing those names and the pictures and the lives that were impacted and lost and their loved ones. When that becomes real, that could also be, a secondary moment for when this type of situation hits hard for those folks, for these young people. So I have not really seen a lot of tears. I've just seen a lot of eager people who want to share their experience. And also the thing that I keep hearing over and over and over again is that this one math teacher was really just loved, admired, and appreciated, who students say was shot, was laying, in a hallway, in a pile of blood. I just keep hearing about this one staff member and how much he meant to those students. But again,
interesting. So now we're hearing other students talk about other faculty members actually getting injured. Now we're hearing about this math teacher being in very bad shape. Long story short, and the fact that we even have that, the fact that we even know about that, I mean, like I said, it's terrifying because it does make you wonder: did this person go after? Did this person go after? Did they have a target? Were they just specifically going after just students, or were they going after staff? That's something I'm kind of curious about, right? And don't worry, I'm going to try to play that again in a little bit, but we have got to get to the press conference because they are starting to mosey their way over to the microphone and everything. And again, guys, if you appreciate my coverage of this, please do me a favor. It's a simple ask. Hit the like button down below. All right. Hit the subscribe button and all that. They're walking their way over right now. Okay, as you guys can see. So they're coming. They on the way. And they about to give us some info. And I got my notebook, so I'm gonna be writing some things down, as we listen to this, because I know some of y'all are watching on other places where you can't hear the press conference. It is on my YouTube. Come check it out. And hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. It's time to rock and roll.
Good afternoon. I am Chris Hose, Director of the Georgia Bureau Investigation. And we wanted to come back this afternoon and present you with a little more of a timeline of the events that have taken place here today and what we know up to this point.
Hold on, guys.
Investigation.
That's trash. Hold on. You can't do me like that. Not with that kind of sound. Come on, Ming. Come on, Ming. Hold on. That was trash.
Countered the subject.
There we go.
Just minutes of this report going out.
Come on.
Once they encountered the subject immediately surrendered to these officers, and he was taken into custody. Additionally, what I want you to know as of now, there are 4 individuals who are deceased from this incident, 9 that have been taken to local hospitals with various injuries. Of those that are deceased, 2 are students and 2 are teachers here at the school. The priority right now for us within this investigation is to gather all the facts, to make sure that we're accurate with it, because this is a murder investigation. As the sheriff mentioned earlier this morning, the shooter is in custody. His name is Colt, that's C-O-L-T, Gray. He is a 14-year-old student here at the school, G-R-A-Y. He is a 14-year-old student here at the high school. Again, he has been taken into custody. He will be charged with murder, and he will be tried as an adult and handled as an adult. We're coordinating these charges and obviously this investigation with District Attorney Brad Smith, who is the District Attorney for the Piedmont Judicial Circuit here. Since earlier this morning we talked with you, and since the incident occurred, numerous interviews have been taking place through our investigation with students, faculty, as well as any other witnesses that we could identify. Law enforcement had a very, very swift response to this incident once the incident was determined that there was a concern here. Those resources, whether it was in that response or throughout this investigation to assist, came obviously from the sheriff's office here, from other local law enforcement agencies, state law enforcement agencies, and federal law enforcement agencies as well. To include, not to be left out, multiple EMS personnel, multiple fire personnel, and agencies. Those agencies responded here as well today, and I am extremely grateful, as I know the sheriff is, for that quick response and the partnerships of working here together with what all has gone on. Currently, from the investigative perspective, we have crime scene agents and other special agents from the GBI, from close to a dozen of our different work units from across the state that have responded here today to work on this investigation. Again, collecting evidence, conducting interviews, and so forth. I do want to pass this along, that if anyone has any information that wants to be passed on concerning this investigation, that they can do that anonymously at our tip line at 1-800-597-TIPS or 1-800-597-8477. They can also report this on by downloading the See Something, Send Something app. They can be done by Android or Apple phones, either one. If they need to report any tips concerning this investigation. Let me close out before I turn this over to the sheriff and let you just remind you that this is still a very active investigation. There is still a lot that is very fluid. There's still a lot of interviews to be conducted that will continue on into the night, as well as crime scene work and collecting and gathering evidence. But what is more important for me to mention here to you is my heartfelt sympathy to the parents, the students that were here today. Regardless of where they were in the school, this has got a great impact on them as well as on this community. My thoughts and prayers, along with everybody standing behind me and every law enforcement agency in this state, and many I will tell you around this country, they are in our thoughts and prayers, and we will continue with that. We ask for your patience as we continue through this, and we'll continue to try to give you as many updates with information as we can to keep you informed. But thank you for being here. I'm now going to turn it over to Bexar County Sheriff Judge Smith. Thank you.
All right.
H-O-S-E-Y. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Sheriff Judge Smith of the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. I never imagined that I would be speaking to the media in my career over something that happened today, the pure evil that happened today. I cannot thank the people behind me for the support they give me today, to give this office and give this staff. This hits home for me. I was born and raised here. I went to school in this school system. My kids go to this school system. I'm proud of this school system. My heart hurts for these kids. My heart hurts for our community. But I want to make it very clear that hate will not prevail in this county. I want that to be very clear and known. Love will prevail over what happened today. I assure you of that. It is very early as to what happened. Governor Kemp reached out to me and has provided me every single resource that he has to make sure justice prevails. I don't know why it happened. I may not ever know. We may not ever know. But I ask that you and our community lift up our schools, lift up our public safety, and that, again, we do not let this hateful event prevail as to what happened today. I want to thank the surrounding agencies and counties and cities and state and federal authorities that have come and provided us, because they prevented a lot of more tragic events from happening. Continue to lift up these families, continue to lift up our students and our kids, and know that love will prevail. At this time, I'm going to ask Dr. LaDuff, our school superintendent, to come and speak on behalf of the school.
Good afternoon. I'm Dallas LaDuff. I'm the superintendent of Bexar County School System. I want to thank the Bexar County Sheriff's Office and all of our law enforcement partners for their swift response today, along with that of our staff. I'd also like to thank our community for their response and patience as we work to reunify the students with their families here today and secure the rest of our school campuses. Our schools will be closed for the remainder of this week as we cooperate fully with law enforcement to get answers to the many questions that we all have about this incident here today. But as we are closed, our central offices will remain open, where we will have grief counseling available for our community every day this week and thereafter as we support each other through this terrible event. In closing, I just want to say to our community, as a school system, we are here for you, we support you, and we are ready to get you any support that you may need as we grieve through this together. Thank you.
Sheriff, if you're saying hate will not prevail in this community, are you investigating this as some sort of hate crime?
Well, shortly, if someone decides to take a firearm into a school where kids are given an education or entitled to an education and want to harm others, to me, it's hateful.
Sheriff, can you talk about the initial interaction between whoever was able to stop the shooter? Can you describe that to us? How did it go down? What exactly happened to us?
Obviously, the shooter was armed, and our school resource officer engaged him. And the shooter quickly realized that if he did not give up, that it would end with an OIS, or an officer-involved shooting. He gave up, got on the ground, and the deputy took him into custody.
Sheriff, any idea how the weapon got inside the school? And was there any warning that this was going to happen?
Not that I'm aware of. Again, very early, and we're still looking into that, whether or not, or how he obtained it and how he got it in the school.
Sheriff, has he been in touch at all with his parents or his family to learn more about what led up to these moments?
We have.
Any information you can share?
No.
What kind of weapon? It seems like you have a large Hispanic population. Have you been able to communicate with the people in their language to make sure that everybody knows what's happening?
Yes, sir, I have. The school and our office has people that speak in Spanish, and they have spoke to those folks as well. Yes.
Sheriff, is the shooter speaking with the law enforcement now?
Sorry.
Is the shooter talking? Is he saying why?
The shooter was interviewed, and he was speaking with our investigators earlier, along with the GBI.
Sheriff, he said why?
Motive?
It is helping our investigation.
Sheriff, reports of threatening calls perhaps made to the school prior to the shooting. Is that accurate?
None that I'm aware of.
Were all 9 injured victims shot?
In some capacity, yes.
Sheriff, can you tell us about the 2 individuals deceased and was one targeted?
We don't know of any targets at this point. We have not identified that at this point. No.
Sheriff,
That's a lie.
This is the last question I'm gonna take.
Sheriff, is there a connection between the shooter and the victims?
None that I'm aware of.
I know that you have a lot of questions about the student and that we mentioned that we identified earlier. Keep in mind that that's part of our investigation, that we're looking into every aspect of that individual, his connection here at the school. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, he was a student here. So as part of our investigation, we're looking into all aspects, current and prior, involving that individual.
Can you tell us how many rounds were fired? Can you tell us how many rounds were fired?
The shooter is a student. Yes.
When can we expect the
We do not know
Thank
how
you.
many rounds.
Director, has that shooter had any past history with law
I wanna-
enforcement?
For now, this is the information that we have. It is an active investigation. I assure you, we do plan to come back out here in a couple of hours. Please make sure you're following the GBIX page. That's where we're going to be putting the updates. If there's anything that's new, we'll make sure that we share that information. It's still very early. Investigators have a lot of work to do. We appreciate your patience. Do expect another in-person news conference out here in the next few hours. Monitor the X page, and we'll be sure to update you accordingly.
Another one?
That's the on x.com.
Okay. Interesting, guys. Right? It's interesting that when they asked about was there any warning ahead of time, they didn't answer that question at all. So I'm going to give you guys a bit of a breakdown of what was being said here, okay? Because I know some people couldn't hear it very well and all that too. So I took some notes. All right. So let me repeat this again. 9 9 have been injured. 4 have lost their life. Out of the 4, 2 students lost their lives and 2 teachers lost their lives. Okay? Just so you guys know that. Hold on, guys. Just getting a couple things going. Let me just mute this really quick. Okay. So we had that press conference. 4 gone, 4 unalive, 9 injured. 2 students lost their lives. 2 teachers lost their lives. But many other people have been traumatized and, of course, are in bad shape right now. Okay. Now, the monster, okay, the name of this garbage pail kid, I'm just calling him a garbage pail kid because he's young. All right. But he's 14 years old. He did matriculate at this high school for sure. His name is Colt Gray. Colt Gray, Gray. Colt Gray. He's the one who actually went in there, opened fire, and did all this terrible stuff. Now, what's interesting is that he gave up without incident. Law enforcement came in there, and as soon as they were face to face with him, he surrendered like that. Ooh, that hurt. I can't even snap my fingers. Oh, the privileges. Anyway, he is now in custody, and he went into custody. He surrendered without incident. Okay. Now, we already heard the sheriff, but you could see he was very emotional, understandable. I'm sure you're never ready for something like that. And it's shocking to see what's happening to all your young kids of your community and all that. Not only just the ones that have lost their lives, but the ones that are going to be deeply traumatized by this whole thing. It's terrifying, right? He's called this whole thing pure evil. Again, they haven't really given a whole lot of information, which is very frustrating about this. They're not. And the other thing is, too, I'm waiting for some sort of mugshot. Where's Colt Gray's mugshot, y'all? Where is it? Okay. Now, the other thing, too, Positive was asking this on TikTok. All right. Good question. They didn't say anything about motive. They did not say anything about who was actually targeted. If this was a targeted attempt, like he came in and he had a list of people that he was trying to get after. None of that is being said. Like I said, they don't really have a whole lot, which is really frustrating. We could sit here all day asking a whole bunch of things like, what's the motive? Why did he do it? So on and so forth. But they haven't really said anything. They can't even answer that question, yo. Ain't that crazy? And that's the other thing, too. I think one of the reasons why they won't show his face right now, at least, is because he's a minor. That's my theory, but I could be wrong, right? Because he's 14 years old. This is a 14-year-old kid, y'all. That's crazy. 14, like I said, a garbage pail kid. Barely has any peach fuzz on his face. Probably the reason why they haven't leaked or put out his photo yet. I'm sure it's going to be out here very soon. Trust and believe. People are angry. People want to have his face out there so that we know what the face of evil actually looks like, right? So it'll be out here very, very soon. Okay? But that's all that we have right now. He's 14 years old. They did not confirm about the phone call warning about the attack and the attack to 5 other schools. Maybe they were trying to save face. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want the school to look bad. I don't know. But that is something that's been reported out here, and I'm quite curious as to what is going to be the actual truth. I'm very curious about that. So let me get some of these super chats really quick, and I'm going to share this with you guys so you guys can, so that you guys can see this too. Just a little bit of a feed of things going on. And I'm going to play audio here in a second too. But Soldier Girl, thank you so much for the love. Coffee for Pascal. Thank you. Oh, I need, I could go for some coffee. Okay. Thank you. It's been a busy morning already, just banging things out. Okay. But I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the fun. Another coffee fun. Thank you so much. Yay. S-dubs. Thank you so much. Yes. And also hit that like button, hit that reaction button down there as well. Don't forget. Okay. Now, Mimi, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. And Emily, thank you so much. Whoop, I'm going to pause it right there because that looks like a student. And I'd love to hear what they're saying right here too. Emily Parkinson, thank you so much for the love. Thank you, Pascal. Working overtime today. Damn right I am. I'm always working overtime. Dagnabbit, I'm always working overtime for your mother-loving ashes, okay? Because I love you. And I mean, you know, I love what I do. You know what I mean? I love giving you guys the news, you know? Even when it's tough, like this conversation. It's not an easy one. Let's be real. But let's take a look at this, okay? Again, I appreciate you guys. Please, again, hit the like button, okay? Hit it. Hit that like button. If you're watching on YouTube, please and thank you. Hit that reaction button. I'd love to see it get to 1K. I know that's a lot to ask, okay, from all y'all, but it's free. That's on the free 9s and 9s, okay? And it helps the channel. Okay, I'd love to see it go to 1K. Just help a brother out. Please. I mean, I'm hurt. I'm kidding. I am hurt, really hurt, but still help a brother out, man. All right. You see me in pain. You see these bandages. I got floral bandages. I had to use my baby's band-aids just so I could stop from bleeding. Okay. I'm doing this for you. It's just free to hit the like button. Just do it, please. And then hit the subscribe. Okay? Hopefully that's not too much to ask. All right? So hit that reaction button, hit that follow button over here as well. Let's take a look at this, everybody. Okay, yes, poor me. Poor me. Poor me, classic one. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, playing the saddest song on the saddest looking violin just for you. Because I love you. Always have. Okay, let's get into this. All right. Let's take a look and hear what she's got to say. Hopefully we got something good here. We shall see. Because I feel like a lot of people were still like locked away, hiding away, right? A lot of the lucky ones were hiding away, not in the fray of all this, right? So I think this is going to be interesting. Man, Sonia, thank you, man. It's hard to be a dad out here, you know what I'm saying? You appreciate the regular bandages, you know what I'm saying? Because my friends are asking about my manhood now. Because, like they see the floral bandages and they just like, bro, you straight? You good, homie? You good? Yeah. I'm good, man. Thank you. I appreciate it, Sonia. Okay? You made a grown man cry. Appreciate it. All right. Mom life. Somebody said more info is on X. I'll take a look. I'll take a look at that as well while we play this. Okay? Let's take a look at this. All right. Like I said, I'm working hard out here, man. Shoot, man. Okay, let's take a listen.
Or the door to our classroom. Classmate got up. She went to open the door, but she didn't because she saw that he had a gun. She announced it. As soon as she announced it, he started firing. We all went into the corner. He went to the other classroom next to ours, and I'm pretty sure I heard like 6 to 8 gunshots. And then I'm pretty sure he moved on to another hall because I heard more gunshots.
I was in class around like 10:30, and I heard 4 gunshots, and we all just like stood there, looked at each other, and our other healthcare teacher came in and told us to run to the closet or bathroom to hide.
And she also went on to say that once police finally got there, they were in that bathroom and in the closet, she said, for about 15 to 20 minutes before they felt safe and heard police and law enforcement escort them. They said that they had to walk like this outside to that football field there with their hands raised. She said at some point from the back of that football back of the classroom or the back of the school. They had to run for a little bit till they got to safety or where they felt safe as well. We talked to parents. We saw tents up over that football stadium and over the football field. Grief counselors were there as well, but also law enforcement had tents up as hundreds of witnesses in this chaotic incident and unfortunate incident. They were interviewing all of them, going over, getting their statements if they heard or saw anything. But that's just the gravity and really the healing just starting for this community here. We saw people handing out water. Someone came by on the back of a truck, handed us Gatorade as they're just going back and forth, doing what they can in such an unfortunate situation. We've seen a community rallying together. Tom, Christine?
Yeah, the response from the community a lot of times in situations like this, what can I do to help? And we're seeing some of that humanity today as well. Eric, thanks. It's important to note, Eric talked about some of this eyewitness accounts. Authorities are encouraging the public, students, staff, anybody who witnessed anything in this incident to call their tip line. It's 1-800-597-TIPS. But you never know, the smallest of pieces of information that can help them
can go a long way.
Piece this all together.
Yeah, and certainly that community of Winder will be coming together in the hours, days, and weeks to come. Brittany Edney standing by live outside the high school. Brittany, you've been contextualizing so much of this for us from people that you've been speaking with and parents, students alike. And in the wake of this news conference, we just now have so much more information about what happened inside those hallways this morning.
Yeah, and as you're sharing these details with our viewers, as far as these updates, we're learning a lot more about what happened. I do want to take a moment, though, and point out something that you may not be able to feel through the screen, but we were able to witness here in person at the press conference, and that is the emotions that were coming through from Sheriff Judd Smith. I'd say it took about 3 to 5 seconds for him to kind of get himself ready. You know, he started to speak, and then there was just a lot of emotion in the throat. You could hear it, you could feel it. It took about 5 seconds to kind of get himself ready and then start speaking once again. You heard his how he is born and raised here. His kids went to school here, so did he. And you know, one of the quotes he said was, "Hate will not prevail in this county." He described, as he says, his heart hurts for all the students and for this school. Now, when it comes to the students, I want to show you this map that we received from one of them a little while ago. It shows some of the areas that we have gotten firsthand accounts from various students at the school regarding the locations of the shooting. If you take a look at that map in your bottom left-hand corner, that's where you're going to see the large gymnasium. And then if you look towards the right top part of your screen, you're going to see several different hallways kind of branching out. You want to look for J hallway. That is where we have been told from several students that the shooting, at least one part of the shooting took place, and that's where a lot of the ninth graders congregate. You know, the youngest classmates of the school is in that J hallway area. The other thing, you know, of course, that we have been learning is 2 teachers and 2 students were killed. We have heard from students who described, you know, witnessing a math teacher getting shot, seeing his body or him lay on the hallway floor, laying in a pile of blood. It was very traumatic for them. It was a lot for them to see and experience.
That's crazy.
So we're getting more confirmation, at least at this point, from officials that's starting to kind of line up with this testimony that we've been receiving from the past few hours from students themselves. Now, one thing we did hear from 2 students, I believe they were both sophomores, is that when they were exiting the hallway, they not only saw a body, of course, and blood throughout that area, but also a weapon. Now, if you listen to the sheriff, Sheriff Judd Smith just said when he was addressing the press that they do not yet know what the weapon is. So there's no confirmation or denial about if there was an AK in the hallway, but that's what we did hear from 2 sophomores. So we're still waiting to hear from law enforcement regarding what kind of weapon was used. But at this point, they're really just not saying. I think the exact phrasing from him was they do not know at this point. So
that's weird.
That's the word from law enforcement regarding the weapon in this shooting.
Now, let me just say this. I find it very weird that when they ask about what kind of weapon this was, they can't even answer that. And you know for a fact, law enforcement knows exactly what kind of weapon he had. Come on, let's keep it a buck. You're telling me that law enforcement can't tell what kind of weapon he had in his possession? Why are they holding that information? That's weird. Now, I do have a video I want to share with you guys because there was something that recently came out a few hours ago. I didn't see this, but it's on X. It was being shared all over X, saying this is a exclusive video from Joel Romero from inside the high school where multiple people were attacked. This is when law enforcement started moving in. One person is in custody, which we already know. Okay, but I think this is interesting as well. So I wanted to share this video with y'all too. Oops. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons and everything. There I am. All right. This is interesting. This is from inside one of the classrooms, guys. Hopefully it's not too loud.
Single file line down this aisle right here after this deputy. Hurry up now. Come on, let's go.
What the?
We got a whole school to get evacuated, people. Come on now.
Come on. Far left, far left. Just move with purpose. Come on.
Interesting, right? Now, this is just inside inside the school. Everybody is, of course, getting escorted out. Okay, they're evacuating from the actual situation. But I do find it interesting. They coming in and here to help, right? But again, I mean, obviously, you don't see anything other than just kids walking in like kind of a single file line with their hands up and all that, because I get it, because you never know. There could be a kid hiding in plain sight wanting to do something really bad. Okay. So interesting. I don't know if the feed is frozen. I don't know what's going on. Okay. But anyway, I do find it interesting nonetheless. All right. They're all going out in a single file line. And of course, trying to figure this whole thing out. Right. So hold on, guys. I'm going to end this and start it up again. So again, very interesting stuff. Right. We now see that. Hold on. This thing's tripping. All right. Hold on, guys. Okay. Maybe that got fixed. I don't know. But anyway. So this is very interesting, guys. Okay. And of course, they don't have everything. Locked in. So I am kind of curious to see what's going to happen here. When we ask about what did he use? What did he have in his possession? What's his name? What's his motive? Why did he do these things? We don't have any answers to any of those things. And it's very, very frustrating. Okay. Now, of course, we just saw some footage there, but that doesn't answer any of our questions. It shows that kids were taken out. Police actually were in the area trying to save people, which is fantastic. And I'm happy about that. I'm happy as all get out about that. But at the same time, when it comes to what kind of pew he had, and they can't even answer that for us, that's weird, man. That's weird. Okay. But we now know, and I'm going to repeat this because I know a lot of people are starting to say his name in the chat and everything. Okay. 4 people lost their lives. 9 are injured. 2 of the 4 were students. It's half and half. 2 were students. 2 were teachers. His name, first off, he's 14 years old, and his name is Colt Gray. He went in here. He did this. He actually did matriculate at that school, which means he is indeed a student at that school. he did this unthinkable thing. When police showed up, were toe to toe with him. He surrendered without incident. But that's before he went out and traumatized an entire school, and of course, took the lives of 4 and severely injured 9. Okay. And let's not forget the 21 other people that have been injured through this, which could very well be mental health and physical things as well, like falling down and all that stuff too. Pretty crazy stuff, guys. Pretty crazy stuff. All right. But they couldn't even tell us what kind of weapon. They can't even tell us what his motive was. They can't even tell us if there was a phone call made before this incident went down, which is being reported out here, that there was a phone call made at the school saying that he was going to attack that school and including 4 other schools. This was made in a phone call to the school prior to the attacks. The question is that 110% true? And how long did they know? How much time did they have before the attack? And if they had enough time, could they have called 911 or warned other schools as well? What did they do in between the time after the phone call was made and when this attack was made, or when this attack happened? Those are the things that I think we're all going to want to know, because eventually the truth will come out. What kind of pew-pew he had? Is there a motive? Were all these students that were hurt, or lost their lives, were they all targeted? Or was he just going in there to just hurt as many people as he could? We're going to find out. We're going to find out hopefully very, very soon. Okay, guys? But before, we wrap up the show, this is, of course, absolutely crazy information. I'm trying to see if there's any more updates. Hold on, I'm checking. Yeah, but right now we don't know. We all know he's 14 years old. We all know his name is Colt Gray, but we do not know his face. And because he's a minor, I don't think that they're going to show that. They may not show it unless somebody goes out and tries to find it. Okay. In fact, this is crazy too. Take a look at this. I just typed in his name because right now his name is trending on X right now as we speak. So some people are putting in, like they're trying to find him for sure. Somebody said, I searched Colt Gray for images of him. Here's what comes up. Pages and pages of this. I guess he fulfilled his parents' dream for him today. Huh. The father of this monster who took, okay, yeah, but, huh? Okay. Interesting. Pages and pages. See that everybody and their mama want to know, who the heck is this Colt Gray? Who is this dude? And why? Why did this all go down, right? Why did it go down the way it went down? Thus far, we have not heard anything else. Okay? But people are putting in their work. Ooh. Is that him? That can't be. Could that be him? That can't be him. Maybe that is him. I don't want to put a person's face out here if I don't have confirmed. You know what I mean? I don't feel right. But somebody just put out a 14-year-old travel baseball player who has been arrested and will be tried as an adult. Let's not forget that too. He will be tried as an adult for the unaliving of these 4 individuals in this absolute tragedy. Okay? Wow. Could that be him? That's crazy. I don't know. I don't think it is him though. Maybe it's not. Yeah, I don't think it is him. Yeah, this photo's not right. Okay, because I'm looking at a photo. Like I said, I'm not about to put this out and then show you it. No. Okay, I'm just not going to, because we don't know who the kid is for real. So I don't want to put that out there. Okay, let me just make sure. Let me just make sure. Okay, because somebody will put his face out there for sure. But I want to make sure it's absolutely, because there's other 14-year-old kids. There are other cult grays out here in the world, y'all. Just a heads up, okay? There are other 14-year-old cult grays out here in the world. It's not like he has a very unique name or anything of that sort. Cult, gray, two very common names that, you know what I'm saying? So we got to be careful what we put out here on X, okay? And X has been putting out some crazy stuff, and X is notorious for putting out ish that ain't real, okay? That ain't correct. Let's keep it 100 here, all right? So just saying that really, really quick, okay? But I am looking to see if there's any more information. Let me see. I got another thing from a student speaking about all this as well. Let me grab that here as well. Take a look at that, because I want to hear what the students have to say. You feel me? I want to hear what the students got to say, and I'm sure I'm sure they got a lot to say. So we're gonna take a look at this one here too. Let's take a look. It's muted. Hold on.
AirPods on full blast. I was blasting Ken Carson and.
You in here?
Oh, so I just heard gunshots like going off. I had my AirPods on full blast. I was blasting Ken Carson and I heard like gunshots go off and I was like, oh crap. My friend like pushed me to the ground. I thought it was fake until I heard like more gunshots and screaming. I was like, oh. And then yeah, they pushed me out to the side and they came in there told us to get our hands up. So we like got out and we were walking out and then we walked past and like there was a room and then there was a body and there was like the gun laying on the ground with like the bullets and the blood.
So they saw the pew-pew on the ground. And of course, from what they're saying, some reports, a math teacher was in very bad shape, was severely wounded in all that as well. So that's very, very interesting. I'm just seeing if there's anything more that I can share with you guys before. Oh, my Lord. That is, hold on, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Again, don't forget to hit that like button down below. I'm just looking at a few things so I can share with you guys. Again, some of these things are pretty graphic, so I can't really share a lot of these things on this platform, but they are showing some stuff out here that is not good, y'all. Okay? Not good, but hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button, please, and thank you. Okay? But hold on. Yeah, there is footage that is not there's some footage that is not I would say not great. It shows, wow, yeah, this is that. I can't show you guys that, unfortunately, but I will say this. It's definitely pew pew on the ground. There is a person on the ground as well that is being covered. Okay, that there's a full sheet over their body, and then there's red everywhere. And students are being escorted, walking by it, right? They're all being asked to leave. Cops are trying to shield the kids from seeing this stuff, but you see it. You can't miss that. And from what I'm seeing here, that looks like an AR, but it could be AK, but it looks like an AR in my personal opinion. But yeah, so there is footage slowly but surely starting to leak out following this terrible thing. Unbelievable, guys. Man, oh man. Like I said, this is just unbelievable. Still can't believe this. Yeah. Again, we got to be. Yeah. So that's the problem. X comes out with so much crap, right? There's just so many things that are just wrong, not correct at all. And they'll just make stuff up, just throw on there just to get a clip, a click or two. And it's ridiculous. I got another one here, another video. Let me just grab this here. Again, kid is 14 years old. Still can't believe this is even a real thing.
And I heard
To be really real. Okay. Oh, someone in TikTok said something. I think it was Emma or M saying, I knew him. He got kicked off the football team. And I don't know if that's the reason. Wow, that's insane. That is insane. If that's the truth. That's just from TikTok. That's interesting, though. Okay. Sorry, guys. Let me play this video.
and I heard screaming and everything. At first, I thought it was like someone just
Wow.
like playing around in the hallways or something. I thought it was like someone just yelling or something. So I didn't think much of it. But then like it got harder. The noise kept getting louder and louder. And I was like, no, no, guys. I told everybody to get down, because this like you don't joke around with that, you know. So then the we got in a corner. Some girls started crying, and then like I was like, calm down. And then the teacher, she was shaking and everything. I was like, no, it's gonna be okay. Because if you tell yourself it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah. I mean, this whole thing is absolutely terrifying, y'all. Hold on one second. So I'm just reading all the comments in here on the TikTok. But yeah, that's very, very interesting to hear from Emma. I think that's Emma. That's very, very interesting. Shoot. That's crazy. Were you at school, Emma? I'm asking on here because she's on here. I am quite curious about that, but very interesting. Cheryl, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. This multitasking thing is crazy, but I'm getting through it. Okay. But yeah, that's very, very interesting. Hold on. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see if that's actually true or not, but very interesting. Okay. So crazy information, guys. I mean, of course, people are going to speak out. Students and kids are going to speak out as well, especially the kids that are in high school that know of this kid, that know about him and all that. I'm sure more and more information is going to start leaking out here. We're going to hear a lot more about this dude. I guarantee you. Okay. Is it true he got upset about not making the football team and that's why he went and did this? I mean, that would be insane if that was the case, right? If that's being said, right? But I don't see Emma in the chat anymore, so I don't know if that's true or not, right? But with all due respect, that may be the truth, that may not be, but that is very interesting, right? Let me check my emails and all that as well, just really quick, okay? Just checking the emails. Okay. Yup. Whoa. Okay, we got a little something. Hold on, guys. Whoa. Got some stuff here, guys. Hold on. Definitely can't show that picture. But there's a couple pictures here that I think are very interesting. Okay. Yeah, see, one thing I will say, because some people are just sending me photos of like possible photo of Colton, of Colt Gray. I'm not about to show anything that is not that is not accurate. Okay, because we don't have it. I'm going to wait for law enforcement to release the photo. I'm going to wait for media to release the photo and all that stuff as well. But just to be completely real with you, people are out here doing crazy stuff and say a lot of things or put out stuff just to have clips or just to have clicks. Sorry. Okay. So just to err on the side of caution, I'm going to be cautious on that. But there are some other things that are being kind of put out here. And again, this is interesting. Okay. And let me share with you guys this. This is some stuff. This is some stuff that's actually being put out here. Okay. Allegedly. Okay. Like I said, take a lot of this with a grain of salt. All right. This is a screenshot allegedly from I guess a Snapchat, it looks like. But look at this. Okay. Look at this. This is a text message that was received to, I guess, a student. All right. There are 5 active, people. Got to use these code words. One has already hit Apalachee High School, and the head football coach was unalived, along with the student that was the actual trigger man. All 3 high schools were to be hit today. They have not caught the rest of these monsters. Stay calm. I'm trying to get Aunt Kim to you. Now, it does make you wonder if that's something that somebody actually got. But again, like I said, we're going to take this with a grain of salt. All right. But it says also here, update, there are 4 monsters, 4 triggermen. 1 has been caught. Okay. That's so crazy. The one that got caught admitted that their plan was to go to Jaxco next. Also, one of the monsters were apparently a football player, and the coach was aimed at and unalived. What? Huh? So they might have the numbers wrong, right? Maybe they meant 4 actually lost their lives from an active monster, and that monster was caught. Now, I don't know if the football coach was the one that also lost their life, but they're saying that the golf coach was severely injured, shot in the foot and in the hip, and his hip was shattered, right? So that's interesting, right? That's very interesting. Let's see. There's another one. Oh, no, that's the same one. Hold on. Is it the same? Did I get 2 of the same doggone things? Yeah, I guess I got 2 of the same doggone things. Okay. So that's interesting, right? Very, 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 very interesting. Okay. Bob John. Okay. All right, John. I'm all right, Bob John. I'm gonna look. Hold on. Un momento, por favor. No, see, yeah, that's the thing too. I saw this photo as well, and I'm going to tell you the photo of this alleged assailant. I don't think it's actually. I think that's like some stock footage crap, to be honest. But like I said, I'm not like when it comes to his photo of himself or if it's any active, monster out on the campus. If there is a photo of him, I'm gonna wait for the media to actually put that out. Okay. So, because this is crazy. All right. But again, we live in a time where every single week we are only a few days in, like especially for this high school, they're only a few days in to school. Okay. Shoot, we haven't even had the first brisk fall day yet. All right. And we already have a tragedy like this. It's absolutely crazy to me. But I do, again, have to reemphasize that this is a 14-year-old boy that if these things are true, okay, if these allegations are true, didn't know how to handle his own disappointment or anger. Clearly. We live in a time where it seems like people are so quick to run over and grab a weapon and do these unthinkable things than to actually face the problems head on in a more diplomatic and mature way. And I'm even talking about grown folks as well. And people are still losing their lives over scuffed shoes, and that's ridiculous. There's got to be a change. And there's got to be a change for our kids. And I said it in the earlier live stream about this, and I'm going to say it again. When is enough enough? When are we as a people going to finally come together and say, we need to stop this nonsense? Forget the opinions of, whether you red or blue or liberal or conservative or MAGA or super woke or super right and far left and far right. It doesn't matter. We got to worry about taking care of our own. We have to reach across the aisle and come up with some sort of agreement. There is too much of this going on. Because now we got news saying the first of the year, the first of the school year. The hell is that? We shouldn't even be saying that. We shouldn't. And why is it that we got kids growing up with severe PTSD just because they walked into a school? I said it earlier. These kids weren't deployed. They didn't go off to Afghanistan. They didn't go to NAM. They didn't witness 9/11 or anything crazy like this. We have got to stop putting our kids in this kinds of harmful way. It's ridiculous. Man, some of these kids are starting to already have addiction issues, drinking problems, and all that way before they're even legally allowed to drink. Think about that, guys. Okay? They're finding vices well into their teens, early. Some kids' lives are getting destroyed because they survive things like this. Some of them survive not only one, but two. We even have those stories too. So, as they said, oh, yeah, something like this is like getting hit, the possibilities of getting hit by lightning. Well, some people have actually witnessed tragedies like this twice in a row. So, yeah, lightning does strike twice in one area, it seems like. There's got to be something new. There's got to be a new policy. There's got to be a new way, because this is getting this is getting stupid. And now, like I said in the last show, we are getting so desensitized that people just don't care. Oh, another one. Oh, well, what's on Netflix? Literally, they don't care. Because we're getting so desensitized. This is just like breathing air. It shouldn't be like that. And like I said, I would love to see this conversation being had when they start going into debates. I feel like everything's so busy about so many different other things. And I'm not sitting here saying that we shouldn't worry about those things. Immigration, so on and so forth. I get it. The price of a gallon of milk, the price of gas. Yes, I get all those things too. But what about our kids? What about the violence that these kids are getting inflicted upon just by walking into the front doors of their high school? When are we going to actually have that conversation? The right or the left will villainize either side on every other conversation under the sun. But what's going on with this though? Why isn't there somebody really going ham sandwich on these situations and this problem? Because it is a very big problem. Back in the day, Columbine was a one-time thing. That's what I believed at that time. I never thought that this would ever grow into what it has become so far. Last year was almost the same thing. Every week, there was a mass tragedy. Last year, we were counting it too. And it was beyond just schools. It was beyond just high schools and elementary schools. It was gatherings, New Year's Eve parties, in large settings, in public settings, malls, strip malls, etc. You name it. All of these places, people getting traumatized. What are we going to do about it? And somebody's got to start talking about it. Can't just be me. And it can't be, I am so sick and tired of this, y'all. And I'm going to say it because, frankly, I don't give a damn. But I'm so sick and tired of our elected officials doing whatever they can to sing for their supper, singing the notes that they feel that the left need to hear, or singing the notes that they feel that the right want to hear. How about sing the notes that are actually the truth, that are going to protect our people, protect our family, protect the ones that we love and respect? I'm terrified that my own kids will go out into a high school, damn good high schools, for real, only to be subjected to this type of trauma time and time again. We shouldn't have to worry about dropping off our kids, kissing them on their foreheads and thinking that's going to be our last time that we kiss them on their forehead. We got to wake up, people. We do. There's got to be a change and somebody's got to do it. And like I said, some of these elected officials need to take that step forward. Put their foot on the pedal and never let that thing off. Never let go of it. Put that pedal to the metal and, man, ride that thing into the doggone wheels freaking fall off. Because one day, it's going to be every day. One day, it's going to be 5 schools getting attacked at the same doggone time. I'm not kidding, and I'm not trying to be a fearmonger. I'm trying to speak truth. You don't think somebody heard about this? You don't think some garbage pail kid chilling in his basement eating Doritos, playing Fortnite and Call of Duty hears about this case, hears about this tragedy, and sitting there going, wait, that's not a bad idea. And then tries to put this whole, construct something even more insane. Hasn't happened yet, but wouldn't it be interesting if it did? We need to do something now, people, before it turns into 10 schools, before it turns into a whole county. Woosah. It's time for a change. And there's got to be a happy medium somewhere. It may not please everybody, but hey, if it means less kids losing their lives, less people losing their lives, then hey, I'm here for it. I'm just praying that at some point, someone picks up. Shoot, it hasn't been picked up in a long time, so it might have to be found within the dirt and dust. But somebody needs to pick up that scepter and start trudging forward and leading us towards some sort of agreement so that our people can be safe out here in these streets, especially our kids in these schools. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It means a lot. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. And for you guys, thank you so much for sticking around. Okay. And watching the show over here. I really appreciate that as well. Thank you. All right. But real quick, I think I got Emily, I forgot to do that. Thank you. Thank you so much for gifting one membership. Like I always ask, whoever just became a member, just got gifted, pay it forward, do something positive for your loved ones, do something positive for yourself, whatever it may be. Just do something positive, okay? But appreciate you guys for being here. If there's any more updates, don't worry. I will be giving you guys updates on this, okay? So please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Crush it. Do what it do. I know that there's going to be like a floodgate of information coming out here very, very soon. So I'm keeping an eye out, okay? So hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button if you're watching over here on the TikTok. If you're watching on any other platforms, please be sure to show some love and hit that reaction button as well. If you are on those other platforms, like over here, Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, please crush that follow button over there. Crush that subscribe button here on my main channel on YouTube. Go to my secondary channel because I'm going to be putting up a lot more updates and stuff like that, shorts and whatnot, over on the secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. The Pascal Show Clips. So go over there, become a subscriber over there as well. That'd be amazing. Of course, if you want to support the channel, you love the way I tell my stories of the day, please be sure to hit that join button down below. Become a member of the family. Check out my Patreon if you want to support even further. Patreon.com/The Pascal Show. It's in the ticker going across the screen right now as we speak down below. Please and thank you. And of course, don't forget to check out my merch page, PascalMerch.com. We got some really, really great stuff. Let me just show you guys that right here. All right. Please go check it out. We got a bunch of different things. T-shirts, hoodies, etc., etc. Go check it out. I'm sure you'll find something you'll love. Okay, guys. Anyway, it is time to get going. Like I said, if there's any updates, I'll let you guys know. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you have the notification bell turned to all on both platforms so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because it is random, okay? Breaking news just breaks. You feel me? So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Anyway, it is time to get going. Stay up, everybody. Stay positive. Much love. And we'll talk soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.